A man sells insurance policies in Omaha, Nebraska. No tech startup, no revolutionary product, no viral marketing. 50 years later, his wealth sits around $148 billion. But here's what nobody tells you. Warren Buffett doesn't pick winning stocks. He builds a machine that prints money while everyone else guesses. And the fuel for this machine? Other people's promises. 1962. Buffett buys control of a dying textile company called Berkshire Hathaway for one reason: revenge. The owner tries to cheat him out of 12 cents per share in a deal. Buffett doesn't get mad. He gets even. He ousts the CEO and takes control of the entire company. Only problem? He now owns a business hemorrhaging cash. One problem after another, he later admits, never just one cockroach in the kitchen. For 3 years, Buffett watches this textile mill devour capital. Every dollar he puts in comes out smaller. The business is structurally doomed. Cheap foreign competition crushes American textile mills. Most people would sell and move on. Buffett does something different. He keeps the failing textile business alive just long enough to generate one final burst of cash. Then, in 1967, he makes a move that changes everything. He uses that cash to buy an insurance company called National Indemnity for $8.6 million. Wall Street analysts don't understand why. Insurance seems boring, mundane. Nothing sexy about selling car policies to government employees. But Buffett sees something they don't. He sees a money engine. Here's the trick, and it's so simple it sounds illegal. Insurance companies collect premiums today. They pay claims later, sometimes years later. That gap, that's called float. Float is money the insurance company holds but doesn't own. It will eventually go to policyholders, but in the meantime, Buffett invests it. Think about that. You pay your car insurance premium in January. You crash in December. For 11 months, the insurance company has your money sitting in their account, earning returns. Now, multiply that across millions of customers. In 1967, when Buffett enters insurance, Berkshire has $16 million in float. By 2009, $62 billion. By the end of 2024, Berkshire reports roughly $171 billion in float. That's $171 billion Buffett doesn't have to borrow, doesn't have to pay interest on, doesn't require issuing new stock. He just holds it and invests it. But here's where it gets ruthless. Most insurance companies lose money on underwriting. They pay out more in claims than they collect in premiums, so their float isn't free. It costs them. Buffett does the opposite. Berkshire underwrites insurance profitably year after year, which means the float doesn't cost him anything. In fact, he gets paid to hold other people's money. It's the financial equivalent of a bank giving you a loan at negative interest rates while you invest in at 20% returns. Buffett later describes this as an interest-free loan from the government. By the 1980s, Berkshire's float reaches $1.2 billion. Buffett deploys this into stocks and acquisitions, amplifying returns without borrowing a cent. He's not gambling. He's not predicting the market. He's running a compounding machine fueled by promises. Now, most investors diversify. They spread bets across 50, 100, even 200 stocks. Buffett does the opposite. He concentrates. Berkshire's equity investments focus on relatively few companies. At times, the top 5 holdings represent the bulk of equity value. 1964. The salad oil scandal. American Express faces $150 million in liabilities when a massive fraud scheme collapses. Wall Street panics. The stock crashes 50%. Buffett walks the streets of Manhattan, talking to merchants and bank tellers. He asks one question: do you still trust American Express? They do. He bets 40% of his entire partnership's capital, $13 million on American Express stock. Within 3 years, the stock more than doubles. That single bet makes him a legend. He still holds American Express today, 62 years later. 1988, the Coca-Cola bet. Buffett buys 6% of Coca-Cola for $1.02 billion. It's his biggest purchase ever at the time. By 1999, that stake is worth over $13 billion. Today, Berkshire collects over $700 million in annual dividends from Coca-Cola alone. He's never sold a single share. 1976 to 1996, the Geico rescue. 1976, Geico, an auto insurer, is on the brink of bankruptcy. Its stock crashes from $60 to $2. Buffett invests $4.7 million into the rescue financing. In 1996, he buys the remaining shares for $2.3 billion, making Geico a wholly owned Berkshire subsidiary. Today, Geico is one of Berkshire's most valuable businesses, generating billions in float annually. The pattern repeats over decades. Find a great business, buy it at a fair or better price, hold it forever, reinvest the cash it generates into the next great business. No day trading, no leverage, no complexity, just discipline, patience, compound interest. While Wall Street chases quarterly earnings, Buffett thinks in decades. While competitors trade thousands of stocks per year, Berkshire's turnover is near zero. While hedge funds charge 2% fees plus 20% of profits, Buffett charges nothing. Berkshire Hathaway is a public company. You buy the stock, that's it. He pays himself $100,000 per year in salary, the same amount for over 40 years. He lives in the same Omaha house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He drives himself to work. He eats McDonald's for breakfast. This isn't just frugality, it's structural advantage. Every dollar not spent on fees, not leaked to taxes, not wasted on ego, compounds. Berkshire has paid only one cash dividend in its history, back in 1967. Why? Because every dollar kept inside the corporation compounds tax deferred. Buffett describes deferred tax liabilities as an interest-free loan from the government. By 2024, Berkshire pays $26.8 billion in federal income tax. Proof of the scale of retained earnings compounding inside the machine. Buffett's real genius isn't analytical, it's emotional. 1973 to 74, as markets crash and his Washington Post stake drops 50%, Buffett doesn't flinch. He knows intrinsic value is growing, even if Mr. Market is irrational. 2008, during the financial meltdown, Buffett invests $5 billion in Goldman Sachs and $3 billion in General Electric on his terms. He negotiates perpetual preferred shares paying 10% annual dividends, plus warrants to buy billions in stock at bargain prices. Banks are desperate. Buffett has cash. He extracts terms no one else can. The result? Berkshire earns $500 million annually in interest from Goldman alone. Then exercises warrants for massive stock gains once the crisis passes. His profit on the Goldman deal alone, over $3.7 billion. He doesn't panic. He doesn't sell. He buys. As he writes during the crisis, be greedy when others are fearful. Buffett owns approximately 14.3% of Berkshire's economic interests. That stake is worth $148 billion as of January 2026. Berkshire's insurance float, $173 billion. Berkshire's market value, over $1 trillion. Top holdings include Apple, costs $31 billion, worth $161 billion by 2021. American Express, held for 60 plus years. Coca-Cola, held for 36 plus years, generating $700 million in annual dividends. Bank of America, Geico, BNSF Railway, Berkshire's long-run stock return approximately 19.8% annually from 1965 to 2023. The S&P 500 over the same period, 10.2%. That gap, compounded over nearly 60 years, is the difference between modest wealth and a $148 billion fortune. So here's what keeps me awake at night. Buffett didn't invent anything. He didn't disrupt an industry. He didn't buy a flashy consumer product empire. He built a compounding capital empire. He just bought businesses, held them, let them compound, and became one of the richest humans in history. But here's the real question. If the formula is this simple, buy great businesses, hold forever, let compounding work, why can't anyone else do it? Is it temperament, discipline, luck, or is it something darker? Is the system designed so that only one person, someone with Buffett's reputation, access, and trust, can extract these terms? Think about it. When Buffett calls, CEOs pick up. When he offers to buy a family business, owners trust him. When he invests during a crisis, markets calm. The 2008 Goldman deal, that wasn't available to you or me. Only Buffett could demand 10% yields in a zero-rate world. The BNSF acquisition, a $26 billion bet on America's future. Who else has $26 billion in cash sitting idle, waiting for the perfect moment? So, here's the uncomfortable truth. Buffett didn't just build a better system, he built a system only he could operate. And if that's true, then his fortune isn't a blueprint, it's a monopoly.